Let's do it. Hey y'all, Big John here. We are back in the saddle for day 16, Build-A-Best free-to-play account, Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. Today I wanted to kind of continue our theme from yesterday and kind of our resource management and currencies, and talk a little bit today about the Scavenger and just kind of what pieces I like to target for the Scavenger, kind of how I go about scavenging, how I approach it, and then talk about a bit of our shipbuilding material shortage that we have today with the Tarkin event coming up. But before I got started on those things, I just wanted to go back to yesterday's video. I was having a really good back and forth conversation with Music Addict about kind of Coliseum and how to approach it, and the sort of things you're supposed to do. First, I just want to say sorry to Music Addict because I was having issues with my comments going into the wrong places. I would be trying to reply to a specific thing. It would either go in the main thread or reply to a different comment of yours. So it got very convoluted and confusing, and I finally just had to let it go just because of, like I said, issues with technology, operator error, that sort of thing. But I did really like it. Really got me thinking about Coliseum and different theories and approaches, and really want to kind of get a little experimental with it, but it's just kind of hard to do with one account. But yeah, he was talking about going for the packs to star up your characters to kind of guarantee the top 250 to get your era currency, so you get your lightspeed tokens faster to kind of turbocharge your event. Where I'm kind of was going to try to take a slower, put credits into it, get just enough era currency to put the materials on there and kind of see if I was able to creep my way into the top 250 that way, because I'm already flirting with it, sometimes top 250, sometimes not. I think there's just the approaches are a little more beginning game versus end game possibly. I like the idea of starring up only one of the characters and seeing if one of your characters at 4 stars is enough to get you, into the top 250. I thought that was a really good point. So if you could only spend 3,900 crystals and guarantee top 250 and that was 100 currency every time, I think that would actually be really cool. I'm going to keep this experiment going. Just kind of buying the currency to put the materials on to see if that can push me up in the top 250. If I have to continue to do that continuously, well, obviously no, it's a fail, but I am doing this for science. I'm going to go ahead and stick with this currency approach just for now, and if it falls on its face, I can say, hey folks, don't do this, it falls on its face. But if it works out, I can say, hey, maybe this is a technique or approach you can use to put less investment into it and still get kind of the same return on investment and stay in that 250 without having to put as much into it. So that's all I'm trying. I'm just experimenting, trying something out, see if it works. I would be interested to see if you started 2 different accounts and one account just immediately spent the 3,900 crystals if they could to get the 4-star character, to see where that led through Coliseum, and just getting the materials you get, not spending anything on currency, and the other person purchasing the same amount of currency. It'd be 4,000, but that's pretty close, same amount of currency, and just using that currency as they needed to apply the materials and kind of see where both accounts started and where they ended up after a certain period of time. I just think it'd be really super helpful for everybody who's new to this, everyone who's new to this economy, just kind of figure out maybe what works best, what's your best return on investment sort of thing. But maybe we'll talk a little bit about that more tomorrow and that sort of thing. But I did want to go ahead and talk about our Scavenger today. So Scavenger is where we get our relic materials like circuit boards, bronze and wirings. We use our old gear and our extra gear pieces, and we can convert it into these different relic materials. You can go through the whole list here, right? All the way up to this corrupted signal data. So starting with the carbonate circuit boards right here. Obviously we were talking about shipments and everything, so you get them in the shipments when you can, and that's some of the best spots to get it. But if this is more about if you're determined to spend energy on this, you need to get a certain piece of gear, you want to craft it through with a certain piece of gear. This is what I suggest for each one. I'm not saying this is the be all end all or perfect. This is just what I do, and it seems to work out pretty well for me. So with the carbonate circuit board, the one piece of gear I focus on if I'm trying to gather it up is this MK1 right here. And the reason I do that is because, come on, if you go to find it, it's that piece where you get 6 of them. It's a double, we've got double drops right now, so it says 12. But you get 6 of them up to 6 per 6 energy. So it's a really good, you can get a lot of them for not that much energy. You know, you do 3 crystal refreshes and you spend it all towards that, you can really get a lot of MK1s and a lot of circuit boards rather quickly. So not saying it's perfect, that's what's worked for me really well. As far as the bronze-in wiring, this is another tough choke point, the bronze-in wiring, but they've, again, the shipments, you really want to focus on it there to help out with that. But if you are going to be farming specifically for the gear pieces for bronze-in wiring, you want to focus on this Mark V right here, and the reason is twofold. It's available on ship node and a regular energy node, so you can use 2 different energies towards it. So you could use, you know, 3 refreshes and just pound on this node for only 8 energy, fleet energy. And then the other great part is, even though it's 10, it's on the same node as a Chirotech piece, and so you'll be farming that ever valuable Chirotech at the same time that you're getting pieces of this gear to translate for bronze-in wiring. And that's how I approach bronze-in wiring when I'm trying to use gear for it. The chromium transistors, we talked about this in shipments. You do not have to ever really scrap any gear. If you have a ton of extra of some of these, you can, but these rotate through the guild store. They're 150 guild tokens, and they solve your chromium transistor problems till the end of time, just as long as you're picking them up every once in a while. As you can see, we have plenty right now. Grab another batch of 10 for 150 guild tokens. We have even more. You should never really need to scrap anything for it, but usually you'll have plenty of extra of these over time if you need to. But this is the piece right there. And then the rhodium heat sinks. This one's interesting because the piece you want to use is the MK3s, right? But you never want to use the individual piece. You want to craft it first. And I'll show you why here. So you need 20 of these to craft one piece right here. If we were going to craft it, you need 20, right? And so one of these equals 250, right? But if you go here to the MK3s, and if you were to just switch in 20 of them, we only have 10, double that amount, it would only give you 2 heat sinks, whereas if you go ahead and craft it first and then use this one, you get 5 heat sinks per. So it's a huge difference between 2 if you're just pumping those in there, you know, 10 per, or if you craft it and transfer it, then you're getting, you know, 5, you know, for this instead of 2. You're getting 5 instead of 2. So obviously huge difference. So whenever you're doing rhodium heat sinks, always craft your MK3. Always craft. Make sure, else you're losing out horrible value. Just go ahead, converting those in. Electrum conductors. Okay, so this is the point where we get to, like, everything I'm going to say is basically use what you have the most of. Don't if you can help it. Like, you really, these Gear 12 pieces, all these different pieces for your characters, you really do not want to scavenge them. You want to get these electrum conductors out of shipments. And now that they're available with like Mark II tokens and a lot more accessible through shipments, you shouldn't have to be doing the scavenging. But the answer is whatever you have the most of. Same thing with the Zimbiddle cards. You really don't want to be converting any of this gear, but if you have for some reason have some of the one that you're not going to be using in the near future, go ahead. But you definitely want to shipments for that one. Again, same thing here. These are just valuable pieces of gear that you really don't want to convert, but if you have to, the one you have most of. This one, never, ever, 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 ever Chirotech. Don't ever turn your Chirotech in for the air magnifiers. If you absolutely have to, it is this Mark 12 Armortech Tactical Data Prototype Salvage. But again, if you can help it, get it through other means. And then gear to keypad, really the same thing for these higher level ones. You really don't want to be changing in any of these if you can help it. But it's the non-Chirotech, and the one you have most of is the answer for the rest of them, unfortunately. But yeah, but I just really wanted today to key in on the rhodium heatsink, making sure you're crafting before you're doing that. The chromium transistor, this Mark 7 piece cures what ails you there. The bronze-in wiring, the double approach on our Mark 5 piece here. And then the circuit board, we talked about the 6 per drop for the Mark 1 here. And that's kind of how I approach the scavenging and getting relic materials. And then the other thing I just want to talk about briefly today as well is just our ships, where we're at on our ships. So I am needing to get all these ships starred up for the Tarkin event, and we are making amazing progress. I was able to, I had the 500K to get the Executrix itself to the 5 stars. We have the TIE Fighter at the 5 stars. Ghost, we were able to grab the final shards and get that to 5 stars, but we need to star up 4 more ships in the next 2 days, and that equals 1 million shipbuilding materials, 250K a piece. So what I need to do for a couple of days here is take our Cantina tokens, Cantina battle tokens, and purchase shipbuilding materials with it to try to get the materials we need to get those ships leveled up for the Tarkin event that's coming in a couple of days. The reason we're doing it through this event, we don't have any of the Mark 1 tokens to purchase it there, and we did just finish up our Qui-Gon Jinn to 7 stars, so he's ready for Grand Arena, and our next target is the Mob Enforcer for Jabba, and so we're way ahead of schedule on that, so we can afford to take a little bit of time, and we're just going to focus on gathering up as much shipbuilding material as we can over the next couple of days with our Cantina tokens to get our ships ready for that Tarkin event. And those double drops are really helping us get there in a hurry. We also unlocked the Vader node at 3 stars. We're able to 3 star it, so we're gonna farm Vader over the next couple of days. So between that and the shipments, the double drops, we should be able to get all our ships there as long as we can get enough shipbuilding materials over the next couple of days. Cantina tokens, please get us there. And so yeah, I'm gonna take a look. Well, let's do a Coliseum battle, maybe a couple of conquest battles here, just to see how conquest is coming along. All right, so right now we're ranked 150th, but there's a lot of time to come yet. So right now we're looking at 2 level 36 and a level 35 character. We are up to tier 4, so it's a lot more challenging, this tier. All right, we got some nice dodges. So the thing with this tier is if you start with the AoE, it might give you the 12% difference, but if you don't, they might kill you before you even get a turn. We're going to try to see what kind of damage the AoE does at this beginning level 4. See, it didn't even get you the 12% difference. That's fine. All right, we're going to go with the AoE attack. We don't want the mark yet because we want to be able to jump back and forth if we need to, so I'm not going to do the mark. Let's just go with our double attack. We'll save the buff removal for right now if he doesn't die. Alright, so this also dispels all buffs on all enemies. Let's go ahead and do that. Pass the turn to Vader. We'll heal him up there. He gets an extra attack in. Get an AoE attack in here. We're up to 11%. Alright, new record. We're up to 13%. Alright, showed it down. No, okay. Well, there goes that. Well, we'll easily be able to keep them within the 12% health range so they weren't getting all those extra stacks and bonuses. But obviously going up to level 4 made it quite a bit more difficult for where my characters are at. So current rank 148, so I'm going to wait until we get a lot closer to the next Coliseum, see where I'm at. If I'm out of the top 250, I may try applying buying some more, I'm going to buy some more credits and apply any materials that we can, but I'm going to wait and see until we get pushed out of the top 50 or 250, or if we get pushed out of the top 250, we will spend the materials and see if then we can jump back in. See if those few levels will be able to go up, help us jump back in. And like I said, this may end up being a waste of crystals. I'm admitting that, but I'm absolutely happy doing this for science, for everyone to know, so we can say for sure, what works or doesn't work. But let's go ahead and take a look at our conquest progress really quick here. So we are already on Sector 4. We have 3 out of the 8 main feats done, working our way towards the evades just by doing the battles, and that will give us our booming voice, and then we can go ahead and do the booming voice right here. Yeah. All right. So then go ahead to Sector 4, which defeats here. We have inflict damage over time 100 times, and then health steal up 15 times. So the ways I have to do that are Vader and the Emperor. Let's see if they're at a decent enough stamina percentage that they can do this battle all right. I'm just going to go ahead with our top dark side characters here. Maybe I should have thrown in like a relic like Ewok or something. We'll see. See how it goes. All right, Death becomes him. Trying to get a chance to get AoE in here still. Just trying to get my doubts. Vader should go soon. Alright, he's ability blocked, my bad, so we can't do dots. Alright, health steal up, right? We got health steal up. That should count as 5. So we get some stuns in. Alright, so I'm actually trying not to kill people so we can apply more dots, but I accidentally did still anyways. There's dots. Let's go spin the other thing. Spin it away. Alright, so we got a victory there. 3 stars. Let's double check to make sure those counted the way we wanted them to. So, dots, yeah, we got 9. Credit for 9, and yep, we got credit for the 5 health steal ups. So, a couple more battles. As long as our Vader can get a turn, we should be able to accomplish those feats on our way through. Let's go ahead and get our focus on 5s. Oh, unfortunately, just had the sacrifice happen, so that's 2 targets less for dots already. Alright, let's just go with the basic. Oh boy. Alright, well, we get a few dots this turn, and then we get our health steal up still. It's Cole slash. Oh, colon slash. Alright. Victor. So yeah, just a reminder, like on these early levels when you're doing the easy and the mediums, your focus is not getting like your max rewards, it's just getting through all the levels, because you need to get through the entirety of all 5 levels to unlock the next difficulty level. So even if we scored a red crate, if we didn't get through all of the levels, we wouldn't be able to do medium next time. Yeah, let's go for the tank. We're trying to just spread this damage around for a sec. Get some more dots in here. No, stop. Alright, well, we got some more. Oh. We have a chance for some more as well. That's great. Are we going to get our health steal up in? Yes, he got his turn in. Great. Wasn't sure he's even going to get that turn in. Alright, health steal up 15 times. Awesome. Okay. Ooh, those Jawas. They were sneaky last time. Let's go ahead and bring in our strong, but we're going to bring in Vader to try to at least, hopefully we can get a round of dots in, you know what I mean? Somewhere we might just plow through them with these relic characters. I just did not want to play around with these Jawas after our last experience, what they did to us. Okay, that was way too much. My bad. My bad. Let's see what we got going here. Alright, what do we got for goodies? Mending, repair. I just grabbed the one that's got the stim pack. Not that I was planning on spending it on any of them really. Not going to. Win with Scorch on your squad. I do not have Scorch. So we'll try see if they can survive a round and we get some DOTs in. Alright. Don't kill everybody. I'm trying basics for no assists and not to kill the person just until we get our chance at dots. That's all I'm trying to do. Come on, Vader, get a turn. Oh, I'm sure we'll try the Empire Trooper. Oh, yeah, you're just way too much there, Rexy. You're just way too much. All right, got our dots in that we can do. Let's finish them off. What kind of progress we make? Are we getting there? Are we getting close? 93. Okay, we just need to do 7 more. So have more than 2 characters left standing. We're going to try the Mandalore. Oh, we're out. Oh, shoot. All right, so I'm not going to purchase any more right now. We're going to let our characters build up in stamina level. But, you know, 1 or 2 more battles, we'll have the dots done, and then we can switch to just whatever, you know, we want, just clearing the path. With the Phoenix, mowing everyone down works just fine. We're going to do that. Take a look at where we're at with our rewards right now. Some more tickets. Some packs here. Med pack, 45% protection. 50% critical chance, 20 speed. Okay, so this we could use later on if our stamina is a little lower to help us with a little bit more difficult levels. Usually what I like to save those for. But yeah, we're making great progress on Conquest. Like I said, if we go back out here, we are, cruising our way through Sector 4. We only have one sector left to do, and we have, what, almost 10 days still? Yeah, 9 days and 19 hours. So we should be able to cruise through this no problem, not spending any more refreshes on the energy, and we shouldn't need to do that. We're just going to cruise our way through Conquest the rest of the way. And I suppose we should check in on our territory battles to see how that's going as well. Yesterday we got those awesome Rolo Shard rewards. Alright. Alright, so we were able to get, almost all the stars, just not quite there. So we're going to start losing more as we go. I think their record right now is 39. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we can maybe only miss 5, we'll get a new record of 40 stars for the guild. But we shall see how it goes. I'm going to go ahead, and I do not have what I need for to help with the ship. So then you go to your platoons, either full or I don't have the help. And so then I can just safely deploy what I have for ships. Select all, deploy. All right, and so these, we can do that with only Phoenix. Okay, so we'll do that back with the Phoenix. This needs Hoth Rebel Scout again, I don't have. Special Mission, Commander Luke Skywalker, I don't have yet. So we need the Phoenix up there. Let's take a look down here. We have anybody, and then just platoons, okay? Let's go ahead and do that Phoenix battle combat mission. There we go. Let's see if Otto just still plows through him. Oh yeah, Captain Rex still plowing through him, no problem. Alright, should be able to get some good rewards here then to help the guild out. Grooving. It's always a bummer when they use that AoE to kill one person, but some characters, they're are not designed to stop with one. Like, it's cool that like Jedi Knight Anakin, he won't use his AoE if there's only one opponent. But apparently Sabine is not under the same protocol. Yeah, that's gonna be about it right there. Nice. 470,000 territory points to help the guild out. Alright, so we need 89.8 million total for 3 stars. So we're going to focus on down here. We're going to do this battle with our other relic characters and Qui-Gon. I'm still going to auto it. Our Qui-Gon may die, but our relic characters should be able to handle him pretty easily, just like the Phoenix just did. Yeah. Might use Qui-Gon if they keep getting some more attacks in. We can use that big old AoE to start this battle, huh? Oh, yeah. Yep, Qui-Gon. Not much longer for this world, eh? Come on, Annie, let's see the big boom. Oh, Nisa, nice shot, Red 2. Whoo! Now that was a boulder. That was like Malicos rocks right there. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Nisa must have borrowed some rocks from Malicos on that one. Whew. Then we can check our platoon. No platoonage. I don't think I checked platoonage up here. I'm going to double check just to make sure before we... No platoonage going on for me. And so yeah, we're just going to deploy into this territory here. The rest of what we got. And boom. There we go. Doing our part. Doing our part. Here we go. All right, there we go, folks. There's territory battle for the day, conquest for the day. Talked a little bit about our Tarkin event, shipbuilding, scavenger for the day. Going to be doing some more on this Coliseum. You know, obviously going to be checking in to see how this experiment works out, and definitely, you know, see how it progresses, see how much we need to put into it. You know what I mean? See if it's worth it or not, and those sorts of things. So, if you made it this far, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want more of these videos, go ahead and give it a subscribe. I appreciate all your feedback and everything. Again, Music Addict, I'm sorry about the commenting, messaging getting so convoluted there. I definitely appreciate you very much. Thank you for getting my juices flowing and really thinking about Coliseum and how to different ways you can approach it and different things we might try and experiment with. So I thank you. But as always, everybody, until next time, keep doing those big dog things.